Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our webinar, our Ascend Salesforce Solutions webinar. My name is Christina Nugent. I am the SVP of Salesforce Sales for Ascend. And I've got my colleague Smaritha here with us. Smaritha, do you want to introduce yourself?
Absolutely. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Smaritha Panala. I'm a service delivery manager here at Ascend.
Great. Thank you, Smaritha. So we're so excited to have a little bit of time to share with you guys today about our Salesforce managed services. I'm going to start by giving a little bit of an overview of our Salesforce solutions department in Ascend as a whole and kind of what we offer, and then dig specifically into what the most common scenarios are for needing managed services as a Salesforce customer, as well as how do we ensure we have a successful handoff. Most of you listening are Salesforce consulting customers of ours, and how do we make sure that you transition from a project or from using our consulting services into using our managed services, and then some details about the service as a whole. So starting with us as a partner, who we are, what we offer, and how we deliver successful projects. Ascend Technologies, we are business advisors. We're a technology firm helping leaders make effective technology decisions and confident technology investments. And we do that by eliminating worry and enabling growth. We've got a number of different solutions that we offer as a company, including application solutions, outsourced service desk, cybersecurity, cloud and infrastructure, and obviously Salesforce. From a Salesforce perspective, many of you know us in the projects that we deliver, whether those for new Salesforce customers or you're bringing new Salesforce functionality or enhancing your Salesforce functionality. We also support our customers with staff augmentation, where instead of us leading a project, we augment your team and help deliver the expertise necessary to deliver on projects you're trying to achieve. Or finally, what we're going to talk about in more detail today is we offer the ongoing care and system enhancements through managed services, things like system maintenance, break fixes, small enhancements, and being supported by a team of experts. From a cloud perspective, Ascend has expertise in a number of areas. Obviously, the core Sales Cloud, Service Cloud, and Experience Cloud, but then we have some specific industry expertise on those clouds like Financial Services Cloud and Manufacturing Cloud. We also have some good experience in marketing automation, as well as a number of the apps on the App Exchange, just a few of them listed here that we've done a lot of work with. So as we work with our customers on delivering projects, we work hand in hand to ensure that a defined scope project is successful, starting with a kickoff of the project, ensuring we have clear expectations, aligned responsibilities. As we deliver the project, we work hand in hand with project management. While we do some level of ensuring the project is delivered on scope, on timeline, on budget, we also work with our customers as a partner to ensure that all of those requirements are achieved in a timely manner. And we deliver in an iterative fashion where we design, determine what needs to be designed, build that, demo it, gather feedback, and then adjust where necessary. So you're always seeing the progress being made in Salesforce as we're working on it. Then we obviously deploy the solution, which includes, training and testing. And then the key piece that we want to continue to improve upon is, what does the handoff look like after a project? And that could mean the handoff is training and knowledge transfer with your existing team that's supporting your Salesforce instance. Or it could be the handoff to our managed services team and allow us to help support you in managing the platform. Again, to ensure we have a really successful project start, even at the beginning, we want to work on ensuring we're identifying, obviously the project team, but down at the bottom there, planning that platform management. Starting the project, thinking about the end and thinking about how are we going to ensure that this remains successful going forward. Because as you all know, the moment you get into Salesforce and your users get into Salesforce, you get into a project, you start thinking all of the what ifs. Well, gosh, it'd be really cool if Salesforce could do this. Oh, wow, it would really help me if I could have access to this data in Salesforce. It grows and grows and grows, and it's a good thing because it brings great value to your organization. But it takes work to ensure that what you're continuing to build is clean, that you're not building technical debt, that you're staying up to date on all the releases 3 times a year. So starting at the project kickoff to start thinking about this and planning for that platform management helps ensure that you have a successful project. And then obviously at project close, digging deeper here, assigning that support team through the project launch, through training, including that knowledge transfer in who is taking over management of the platform post-project. And then obviously road mapping for the future. That is important regardless of how your platform is being managed, is that we're properly planning for the future. So at a high level, talked a little bit about kind of who we are, what we do. And as we work with our existing customers that we do project work for, how can we work better to ensure that the management of that system continues and is flourishing? So we run into a number of different examples of when our customers look to us for managed services. 3 of the most common examples here on your screen, I'm going to have Smaritha dig into a little bit deeper and give some examples of, but either our customers are looking to us for expertise escalation. They have an in-house admin, they have an in-house dev, someone filling that role, but they want somebody, a team of experts to go to when something's more complicated, when it's above and beyond what their skill set is. A second common example is when there's delegated incidents or requests. So they have that in-house admin or dev, but they want those people to be focused on the more strategic stuff. And they want our team to take really the day-to-day management. Or on the flip side, they don't have an in-house admin or dev, or perhaps you had one and you lost them and you decide, I really want Ascend to be my dedicated admin or dev. So at a high level, those are 3 of the most common examples. I'm going to turn it over to Smaritha to give some detailed examples of how we support our customers in those ways.
All right, thank you, Christina. So as Christina mentioned, I will be walking you through 3 of our most common examples of how managed services is really used. Starting off with our first one here, our expertise escalation. So in this scenario, it's an organization that currently has junior admins or junior developers, but they need that extra level of support and they need someone from an escalation standpoint to provide that expertise knowledge that they can rely on when going through the system and making updates and providing an aspect on the maintenance of the overall environment. So the client industry here is energy, and we're working with their Sales Cloud platform. So for this example, what the client was really looking for is to have Ascend provide recommendations on how to manage their technical debt. This is one of the most common scenarios we see. A lot of the times it's overwhelming to go through your environment and understand, how can I better use my Salesforce org? What are some areas that maybe can be removed or could be taken off from a page layout standpoint, or overall just like a field level standpoint to really clean up your data and to just get best use of your overall org. So in this scenario, what Ascend did is we went into their org, installed Field Trip. This is a free installation that you can get from App Exchange. And what Field Trip does is it creates a dashboard for you, which you can see on the right-hand side of this slide, that provides you an in-depth analysis of all the fields, the different page layouts based off of each object. And through this, what we were able to do is provide a detailed recommendation on how to clean up different objects within their org, and also start putting together of a more like future state process when it comes to how we want to best use the environment, best use the org, and the different objects that are really coming into play for this client. Our next example here is delegated incidents and requests. So for this scenario, we have our organization is asking us to be a dedicated Salesforce team, and they want to focus on their strategic efforts. So we're coming in to do more of the hands to keyboard work while they're focusing on more of the strategic standpoint, where they want to see their org moving from now to, in the next couple months here. So the industry that we're talking about here is banking, and it's the nCino platform. So for this example, this client was currently using the nCino adverse action feature. Adverse action allows you to withdraw or decline a loan throughout nCino. And this is just a managed package process that is offered with nCino when it is installed into your Salesforce org. The client realized that this was just not a good fit for their current process. The way that the managed package works is that you are able to withdraw or decline a loan without having to enter some preliminary information from just a documentation standpoint. And the client really didn't like that. They wanted the reverse, where they wanted the user to be required to enter in descriptive information as to why a loan is being declined or why a loan is being withdrawn before actually withdrawing or declining a loan. So since this goes against kind of the standardized process, what we did is we built a custom adverse action feature that just allowed a little bit more of flexibility. So as you can see, there's the before picture here where you're able to select the adverse action feature and then go ahead and decline and withdraw. And then the after solution that was a custom build from Ascend side, it allows that in-depth understanding of the detail that the client was looking for. And what we built out is that we required this information to be entered in before the ability to even decline or withdraw a loan actually happens. And then our last example here is dedicated admin or developer. So this organization doesn't have a dedicated admin or a developer, and they need help from our end to maintain their backlog. So industry is insurance, platform is financial service cloud. So this client was actually looking to, or was currently collecting applications and signatures through their customer portal. This involved a lot of steps throughout the process, a lot of manual labor, a lot of duplicative entry, and they wanted to streamline their overall documentation process using DocuSign, and just to avoid some duplicative entry and eliminate any other manual entry that is needed. So what we did is we went in, we installed and configured the managed package that was built for DocuSign. We made sure that the setup between Salesforce and DocuSign was correct and working. We also built out a few documentation for this client. And on top of that, what we actually did is we created an automation using Flow Builder to actually send the documents out to the customer. So this really eliminated a lot of those manual steps that came in between, from sending the documents to the customer, getting them back, and then also making sure that information was properly placed into the document based on what we already had within our Salesforce environment.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Maritha. So again, those are three of the most common times where our customers come to us and look to us to help them manage and maintain their Salesforce platform. So we've talked a little bit about the successful handoff and how do we ensure that we do better as we're working with our customers on their projects to work and hand off to the team that's going to be maintaining the platform. And so one piece of that I want to dig a little deeper into is knowing that we have a full account team that is there to support you. Many of our consulting customers have their kind of professional services project lead. They have their go-to person that they really love to work with. And that person is still available to kind of help and support from an ongoing, there's still a person of reference for our managed services team. So as you engage with managed services, not only do you have your kind of account manager that will continue to be your main point of contact in overseeing the entire account service, you've got that professional services project lead, the person that has recently worked on some projects for you that can be a resource for the team. You have someone like Smaritha, service delivery manager, that's helping you do things like queue reviews and backlog grooming to ensure that your org is being properly maintained. And then you have a technical lead on the managed services side, that kind of escalation point to help you ensure that that again, the decisions being made are what's best for your instance. So as we do that successful handoff, the first thing we do is we build an expert recommendation. So you might be thinking on any of those three scenarios, well, I'm not really sure how much support I would need. So we're going to dig in with you and help build a recommendation on how much support you need based on how many users you have, how many profiles, how many objects and flows, how complex is your org, and then also what's the size of your current team. You know, who's already in there managing some things. Are we supplementing that team? Are we replacing that team? As well as understanding what sort of documentation you have and what sort of backlog you have. So based on that information, we'll build a recommendation on how much support we think you need, of what type of people. How much time do you need from a developer? How much time do you need from an admin? How much time do you need from an architect for some of those really complex orgs? And then we execute on that engagement by bringing together this whole account team, building the cohesive account team, ensuring that that project documentation makes its way to the managed services team, conducting that internal knowledge transfer so they can hit the ground running and supporting you. And then we deliver ongoing planning. That includes joint account reviews with both our project team and our managed services team, as well as road mapping sessions, helping you set the tone and set the vision for the future of your platform. So finally, some additional details on our managed service offering as a whole. First and foremost, what does it contain, right? So, Salesforce support, administrative support, things like user management, security, basic user interface setup. So there's that admin level support. Then there's additional configuration support like custom objects, process automation, assignment rules, reports, etc. We also provide development support as a part of our managed services, troubleshooting errors, Apex code and triggers, Visualforce, Lightning Web Components, etc. And then continuous monitoring, data cleanup, technical debt review, integration monitoring to ensure accurate and timely data flows. So there's really a lot that can be included in this support of Salesforce managed services. Now that said, different customers have different needs. So we have customers that use us only for some dev support, and they know, hey, these are the pieces I specifically want to make sure your team handles. My team has the other pieces. So again, at times they want us to cover it all. So again, we'll work with you to build that expert recommendation. So from an access perspective, you've got 24/7 access to the managed services team. We do have on-call resources that can be available if something breaks in the middle of the night. Email and phone support, and again, access to that diverse skill set. It's a team of folks that are supporting you in your org. Prioritization and really deliverables, you'll have that dedicated technical lead. You've got sessions and really scheduled cadence for things like backlog grooming, weekly queue reviews, talking about what are the requests that have come in. Let's prioritize those requests. Let's size those requests, as well as monthly reporting. The value we want to make sure we're bringing is in our approach, guidance on best practices and giving strategic recommendations. We had some great examples that Smaritha shared earlier. And really being proactive, making sure your org is healthy, doing things like checking your optimizer report, staying up to date on the releases and sharing the impact it might have on you. And when they do come, if there's a negative impact, jumping in immediately and helping you resolve those issues. So from a contract perspective, there's a monthly support level with a fixed monthly rate, affordable and predictable investment. And again, the size of that and the level of support from the above section really is dependent customer by customer on what their needs are. So with that, that's a little overview of our managed services offering, how we really support our consulting customers in transitioning to managed services, ensuring a smooth transition, and ensuring that your Salesforce platform is supported and maintained long-term. So thank you all so much for your time. Have a great day.